Hello, world. Whoa, what happened to my voice just now? Hello, world. We're live. It's me, the Jcrow, and today we're in Adobe Animate. We're animating hands. If you've seen the sneak peek, you'll see that I already animated some hands. Now we're animating a similar POV, but it's with a different pose, a clenching fist. So first up is the audio check. One moment, please. I am back, and hiya, dude, bro. First like, your first like and first in chat. Well done. Thank you. And Annabeth, hi, hello, hands. Yes, we're going to be animating hands today. And I'm sure as artists, I'm just sharing the Discord link as well. But I'm sure as artists, you've heard many times the whole, but can you draw hands? And it's like, cool. Yeah, I can draw hands. It's like, but can you animate hands? It's like, oh, what's that mean? It's like a meme template for something like that, and it's like, I don't know. I'm just sharing the Discord link though. I have one hand. Just like you mean, dude, bro? I know that's what you meant. Cough, cough, cough. A hem cough. I oh, which Discord channel is it? There we go. I've animated one of the hands, kind of. I've not done the shading or the colouring. And the other hand just needs to be entirely done. The sketch is so ugly. Because I couldn't decide whether I wanted to have fingernails or not. Annabeth, in such amazing message. What an incredible message. Thank you. That was so considerate and thought out, Annabeth. That is impressive. You're such a poet. Where's the channel? There it is. Animating hands today. Just going to share the links to my server. I'll share them to Squeaky Cleans. And then we'll get started because I already have a lot of stuff, well, started up. Hi, Bagoki. Hello, it's Labor Day weekend. Ah, I don't think it's Labor Day in England. I don't think we have that. Do you have YO? Is YO with you also? Squeaky Clean first. Of course. Welcome, Squeaky Clean. How was your stream? You did splash. 3, 2, 1. Canvas reveal. One hand. It's like a clenching fist. They're both going to be clenching fists, but like with a POV angle on it. Yes, some of the fingers look wonky at a distance. That is because they're bent towards the camera. So that's going to be detailed more with shadow and shading. Which it currently doesn't have because I've just been doing line art. Beth, cool. Thank you. And Bagoki, you have the YO. Hi, YO. Everyone say hi to YO. Important bird in chat. Hello. How are you today, YO? Have you put any feather on Bagoki's head? Hi, Nisty. Okay, that's my software. So, yes, some of them look really ugly. Like that. What is that little finger? It's because with shadow, it's going to look more like it's towards the screen. Also, the sketch I think is particularly ugly because I scribbled on where the thumbnails would be and the fingernails because I haven't decided if I want her to have gloves in this scene or not. I think I'm going to draw her nails, but I'm going to do them with a different nail layer. But yeah, I've been doing hands. And then after this, I've got no more hand close-ups to do. Originally, I was just going to repeat one, and then I felt like the others was quite successful. So I decided I could do another and get more practice. Practice drawing and animating hands. It was pain working out where all these pieces should go. And the sketch is so hideous. That's funny though. I was saying hello to YO. Oh baby. Birdie in chat. Important. We've already hit 5 likes. Heck, thank you. Y'all are quick on that button. Today I went swimming, finally. I got to go splash. You know why? Because they took the pick line out because it got infected, so I was allowed in water. We're gonna put another one in on Monday, and in the meantime, I was like, yes, swimming. So we went to a really cool swimming pool that has a wave pool and rapids and massive jets of water you can use to shoot people. They used to be controllable, now they seem to just be on a setting where they go off intermittently. So one of the things is the hand is also coming. So it's like the hand, if you look down at your hands now, everyone, if you witness your hand. So it's the palm facing, but as it clenches into a fist, it's also coming closer to the screen, which is why the fingers are getting wider and tilting too. I'm thinking I'm gonna add an extra frame at the end here for a little bit of bounce. But I'm gonna do that last. I'm gonna get all these done first. Hideous sketch with an idea of what the shading is gonna be. What have you guys clenched your fist in anger at recently? And Annabeth, you drew the OC last night. Nice. Hi, Astra. How was your mission? I added extra work for myself because I can't help myself. I was like, so I uploaded a sneak peek to Shorts that shows the other animated hand I've done. If no one's seen it yet, you can take a check for context if you want. Um, but literally, I was supposed to just reuse that later on and recolor the hands so it looked like she was like not wearing the gloves anymore. And then I was like, but that was really fun, and I was quite excited with how it turned out because it looked way better than I'd anticipated. It was a little bit, what's the word? Uh, what's the word where you're kind of like overestimating stuff? Not quite adventurous. But it turned out well, so I was like, ooh, I could try another. I like that about the animation memes is it gives me an opportunity to practice other smaller details whilst I'm writing the longer projects like Jack and Colby. Astroblaze, you made more work for yourself. The sky is also blue. I'd say I feel called out, but I can't argue with facts. I was excited with how it turned out, and I was like, I could do more of that. Do more of that. I could do the mirror reflection, which is a whole section that needs doing, or I could do something else. Also, fat thumbs because these are blurred. These are like motion blur, a little bit of a smear, sorry. So we've got like funny fat thumbs. There is a frame like that in the other animation I did with hands where it just has fat thumbs. It's funny though because these are like really modeled. Like I had so many videos and photos of my own hands in these poses to skim through when sketching. So it feels weird. It's like I'm looking at my hands. Yeah, I went swimming. That was pretty great. There was a pool weirdo. That was less great. Had really tasty chicken wraps for dinner. That was pretty great. Overall, felt like a birthday. What the heck was the plan for that finger? Where's that finger? Like there? I missed a finger. I think it's mannequin like there-ish. They're all tucked in anyway because it's already closed in the first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. You know, I did that in the other hand on this one at the same time, actually. I forgot this same finger because it's tucked behind the thumb. At least I didn't realize too late. I think for the sake of trying to keep this neat because these are really difficult. Rather than doing the line art for the full frame at one given time, which I often do, I'll just line out the whole thing at once and keep going. I've actually been doing it one finger at a time because I don't trust myself not to mess up. And I think one of the examples of that was how quickly both times I noticed I'd skipped a finger when it came to doing like the frame I was just mentioning. So like both times I was like, hang on a minute, where'd that finger go? Oh, it's hidden behind the thumb and I've just not marked it in. F. But what's everybody else been up to? School, work, hobbies, fun stuff. Say, I got to do fun stuff. I got to go swimming. I was in the hospital at 9 a.m. I was home by about between 10 and 11. And then for around 1 o'clock, maybe 12 and 1, between 12 and 1, I was at the pool. I was swimming. The hospital was like, do you want to do more stuff today? And I'm like, no. I need to get in some water. No, get away from me. You told me Monday, so you can wait till Monday. Want to do it sooner? Ringe. I never more work, insert happy dance like sarcasm. I mean, if it's me and it's animating and it's what I want to animate, then yeah, happy dance. And dude, bro, you saw a Cronus edit with bits of Grease, the musical in it. I was so damn happy. Are you sure you weren't the one that made it? Annabeth, your friend painted your nails and they look so cute, can't stop looking at them. Oh, that's so sweet. And you get to cut, stick, and sew clothes on random stuff next Thursday. Ooh. Are you making clothes or are you making like a cosplay? I know some people are already considering what they're doing for Halloween. Hmm, that's coming down a bit. Hideous, but also it's got no shading, so. Oddly, the other hand was easier to do, even though I feel like it was more of a difficult pose. Okay, what's this doing? One, two, three. Okay, no. We've also started watching, is it Apocryphy Diaries? She's not just a doctor and a herbologist. The main character seems to also be a detective. There's a lot of detective stuff in that show. Has anyone else? I know Mochi's watched it because I've seen Mochi upload like an OC for it, so Mochi's seen it. So, dude, bro, one, I was not the one who made it, unfortunately, and two, I'm shading purely with airbrush now, and it looks horrid, but also absolutely gorgeous. And Annabeth, you're making clothes. Ooh. But Goki, that's a good anime. It is really interesting. I have been enjoying it. I think some animes recently have been annoying me, where like the writing gets too ludicrous. Like I can watch a silly anime or an anime where the physics are being dramatized for the sake of a funny story. But when you've got stories like that, there's always physics within the narrative, right? Where it's like realistically this wouldn't work, but in this show the characters do this all the time. One example would be how many anime characters have you seen that just don't seem to take fall damage, right? But now you're watching a show where nobody takes fall damage ever. And then all of a sudden, one of the characters who you know just doesn't take fall damage suddenly takes fall damage. And you're there like, could they not write anything better? We know that's not a problem. And then in the next scene in the same episode, they do the same stuff and they're not taking fall damage. It's that sort of example. And a lot of animes have been inconsistent with that recently, and part of it is feeling so sometimes in anime, when the show does particularly well, it'll be designed to last like one season, it'll do well, and then producers will be like, get another season out of this. And sometimes I feel like you can tell where the crew writing ends and where the bonus writing begins because you'll notice like the plot inconsistencies and stuff like that. It's unfortunate, really. I think Gravity Falls is an example where the public really wanted an extra season of it, but the creator straight up wrote, I'm not doing a third season because I never planned for a third season. And it's the he basically had the logic of if I keep going, it's not going to be as well written or as good. It'll be something I've just pulled out of nowhere because I can make money off it and I don't want my thing to be that, you know? Sometimes it's fine and it plays off well, but sometimes you can watch something and you're like, no, yeah, I can tell that it wasn't going to go past here. To clarify, that's not how I'm feeling about the Apocryphy Diaries anime. It's a different one, which sucks because it was funny. I just remember Chainsaw Man existed whilst talking about that fall damage logic. But Goki, it's good anime, and Annabeth, yeah, nods head in slight sad agreement. Yeah. Because it's really unfortunate, but it's like, on the one hand, do you want your favorite show to end? Not really, but do you want your favorite show to end up in a position where you don't like it anymore because it's no longer true to what it was? No, that's worse. This hand, I think, so far is behaving a lot better than the other was. I don't know whether it was just because I hadn't warmed up yet or something. See, it's like how chunky and ugly the lines are beneath it, and then you compare it to the line art on top where it's just gone completely off the lines, but like it's shapely now. Try that again. I've said it's behaving now, so it's probably going to start misbehaving. We'll see. Nisty, man, I'm so tired. And Annabeth, then sleep joke, by the way. What day is it? It's Friday. Well, at least you have the day off tomorrow. But if you're tired, I mean, you have got yourself like a routine. You could take a nap. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't be a nap for you. It'd be bedtime. Nisty's bedtime. Oops, did I forget these two? I did. Ah, yes, it's one of the ugly fingers that I'm misshapen because it's facing the screen. There you go. And now another ugly finger because it's facing the screen. No, what have you been up to this week then, Nisty? What sort of projects have you had on for trade school? Hopefully no more AI related. To clarify, Nisty was not the one willingly wanting to do AI. In fact, he didn't use the AI. It was other people bringing it up. The fact that AI was brought up in like a craft-based course is horrendous, I think. Like, if I was an art teacher, I'd straight up be like, if I catch any of y'all using AI in an art course, you fail. Just saying, instant fail. No recovery. I'm still not sure if I wanted to have gloves or fingers. I should probably just have the fingers exposed and do the nails, but I'm scared of drawing the nails because I'm worried they're going to look ugly. Animates a whole rotating three-dimensional hand. I'm scared of drawing the fingernails. Checks out. Well, you see, it's going well, so like that could be the bit where I ruin it, you know? I could mess up. Then again, if I do them on a different layer, it doesn't really matter if they're messed up or not, because I can just delete it easier. Okay. How's that? Ooh. She kind of looks like she's about to flip someone off with that finger, though, doesn't it? Just a little bit. That one was a lot quicker. The last one took 2 hours. Well, at least an hour. I don't know. I sketched it and did the left hand during Squeaky Scream. But I need to make the line art thinner on the little fingers. Like all these little lines, I've been thinning off the edges to make it less bulky. And then we can do fingernails, I guess. Her fingernails could be any color. I could do them natural, or I could paint them, make them shiny. Hi, typically British Chris. How you doing? Annabeth, do fingerless gloves. Wait, that's pretty cool, actually. And I say, bro, it feels so alien that there's people that actually want to hang out with me nowadays. That's sweet, though. It's sad that it's alien to you, but it's also cute that people want to hang out. You've done outside and interior drawings this week, and some miscellaneous painting. They sent some of us outside to photograph landscape to paint today, and I walked for a couple hours and got lost in the woods. Oh no! You got lost? Are you still lost? Are you messaging from the woods? Are you currently messaging from the woodland? You might become a cryptid. That could be cool. What kind of cryptid would everyone become if you got to become a cryptid? Would you become your own entity, or would you choose to be something that already exists, like a Mothman? So I know that's slightly wobbly because she's gonna be bringing the fist closer to the screen as well. Because why make it simple? Nervous sweat. Bruh. You see that thick line just now? Cringe. Sorry, it does it by itself. Sometimes it just doesn't render the line properly, and then it makes a really big ugly thing. And every time it triggers an horrendous 0 out of 10. Uh let's go. What color nails then? I could potentially do fingerless gloves. And then because we'd still have to do the nails if I do that. And I'm cool debating ordering food while staring at a vending machine. We had a similar issue today. I went swimming, and then after swimming, we kind of sat in the lounge area for a little bit and just, chilled. We've just gone swimming, we've just gotten changed, we're just kind of cooling off. And it was that debate of the food here does smell amazing, but it's because we have that post-swimming hungriness. I feel like the hungriness you get after you've been swimming for a while hits different to regular hungriness. It's like a different type of hungry void in your tummy. And then I considered it, and we decided we were going to get. So I was going to get a chicken Caesar salad wrap. Squeaky was going to get a barbecue wrap. And then I was going to get like a salad as like a side because I really wanted some like crunchy veggies. I went to order and I'm like, can I have? And I ordered the Caesar wrap. And she pulls this face like, oh. And I replied to her, I said, that face tells me that you're missing one of the ingredients for that, aren't you? And she's like, yeah, I don't think we have the salad. I was like, okay, maybe you have squeakies. And I said, the barbecue chicken wrap. And she's like, We don't have the right vegetables for that one either. And I'm like, ah, well, I'll just get the drinks for now because you're gonna love what the side order was going to be with that. And she was like, what was it? And I was like, a salad. Then she cracked. I got her with that one. Nisty, do fingerless gloves are cool. That's 2 votes on fingerless gloves. I can. Look, okay, the spider who lives in my room is around here. I've seen it for like a week now. You see it. Get rid of it before it scares Wyo again. Annabeth, food. It was food. Typically British, swimming hunger can only be satiated with hot Vimto and roast chicken crisps. For me, it was specifically mint arrow. No, not arrow. Mint after 8 munchies was what I used to get every week after swimming. Hmm. Okay, so I can do the fingerless gloves. We've got a few votes for them. I would need to add like a chunkiness to the bottom of the glove, bottom of the wrist. I'm just debating which layer to put it on. In fact, I can just duplicate the layer and I'm going to duplicate it, hide one, and that way if I goof, it's still there. Oh, we need to do the fingernails. Annabeth, you wear fingerless gloves so much. They do look good. And dude, bro, I don't know if it's a me problem, but your audio is kind of cutting off, Jcrow. It could be because I'm moving too much. It could be me. I'm actually sat upright, whereas a minute ago I was lounging. So it's like if this is my desk with my thing on it, I was lounging kind of like this, holding my pen and drawing kind of like that. The microphone is here. So there is a chance I was moving too much. I'm usually sat up straight. But also, I was chilling. We can do the gloves, and she's going to need fingernails anyway. Oh. We do solid color gloves. Hmm. Just wondering, the interesting bit is going to be shaping it around the fingers. What do fingerless gloves look like on the thumb? Do we want it cut here or cut here? I used to have some that was cut near the top, to be honest. So it was like more here. And we'd want to add a slight beveled thickness realistically. And then on these fingers, I'd have them usually closer to there. So I'd have less. Oh, these ones are facing forward, so now I've got to stare at my hand. Rounder. And on this one, rounder? There-ish. No, like really round. Is we can like bulk it up a bit. Yeah. Dude, bro, it's a me problem. Ah, okay. Chris, you have no audio access here, neither does Annabeth. Nisty, that reminds me, I have to repair my fingerless gloves. I think they're dry rotting. Dry rot is a difficult one to repair. You'll have to cut off a lot of the material. It's doable. I used to do it. It just means that you might have to keep repairing them, like frequent repairs, or just patch out the entire area that's got the dry rot. Actually, I think these would start rounding that way, maybe? Yeah, they would. That was pretty good, actually. Round and like there-ish? No, further up. There-ish. So this is how we're looking with the fingerless gloves look. They're pretty cool. And I want to make these actually going to be the same size as the other one. So let's just kind of do that so I can keep it in mind. So this one's just like cut off basically. And this one will come down to about there. I really liked fingerless gloves when I used to wear them. I used to wear them to school and they were great because I could actually use my phone because the screen wouldn't work otherwise. Is anyone going to watch the Hatsune Miku movie when it comes out at the cinemas? No, Astro Blaze is seeing it. Match Galaxy, hi, welcome. And Chris, swear there's a whisper gold winking at me from behind the locked door. Projects the vending machine from my hunger. Protects it. Just imagine if that glass wasn't there, there'd be nothing stopping you. You wouldn't be stopped at all. You could just enjoy. I'm sure everyone's had that temptation to just kick in a vending machine and run away with the goods. That or I'm just a bad person. The amount of times I've looked at one like, imagine if. Haha, what a fun and quirky thing to wonder if I happened to break down this vending machine and run away with all the goods. You at the vending machine, I just want to talk. So these ones are pretty much holding place because it's just a little bit of um apprehension. So it's just like a slight squish before the hand actually moves. Ooh. You know what? I have a Whisper Gold, I think, that's been in the cupboard for like a month because I've not wanted it. It's just been really off certain foods recently, like candies and chocolates. Certain things. But Squeaky will buy me treats when he's out and he'll be like, behold, a treat. And I'm like, ooh, a treat. I like that treat. Proceeds to not eat it for a month. Okay, but when future me is ready to eat it, I'm gonna love that treat. And then one day I was like, oh, I fancy a snack. And he's like, cool, you have a variety of snacks in the cupboard. What snack do you want? And I'm like, cucumber and cheese. Out of nowhere. So it's like the crunchiness of the cucumber, but then the flavor of the cheese. Very good. It did the ugly thing with a line again. Inhales like Kirby. Oh no. Is that if the vending machine had no defense against you? Galaxy, what? I was at the park with my neighbor. She got me into K-pop. How? Which band? Tell me. Tell me which band. I recently went to a Blackpink concert. I am looking at the light stick right now. Annabeth, you're back. You was giving your cat a cat lollipop. What? That is so cute. That's the best reason ever to put up a BRB. But yeah, with like the swimming, and then when we got home, we ended up making wraps because, like I say, the swimming center had none of it in. They had no salad in, so they couldn't make them. So when we got home, we actually had all the ingredients to make some anyway, so we made chicken wraps at home. They were really good. And ultimately, today just felt like a birthday. I got to do like all the things I wanted to do, which is go swim. All the many things I wanted to do. I swam. I had I had a tasty lunch. I animated. Yeah. That's the list of my brain and what it wants to do. Splash. No, the bathtub doesn't count. The bathtub is a stinky pool. Nope, that's gone too long. We just need it to be like kind of. So I want it to look like cozy glove material, not really loose. So we need like a little bit of an edge to give it some thickness, but I don't want it to be like, you know, big swoopy collars like this. That's a galaxy. Yes, you're the new monarch. You're the monarch. Nice. Who's currently reigning monarchs? Let's see who's in the castle, the Castle. Rulers of the Kingdom currently. Gacha Galaxy is the monarch, Nisty is the heir to the throne, and Bagoki, you're the knight in shining armor. Typically British Chris and Squeaky Clean are like slowly creeping up to become the knights though. Okay, so that one's, oh no, these ones are like really covered. Like that? Magoki, you're getting nostalgia right now? What are you watching or listening to? Down with the monarchy. Well, Chris, if you're not in the kingdom, well, you are in the kingdom because you're in chat. Everyone in chat is in the kingdom, but you're just not in the castle. Rules mean you get to pick your pauper title. You get the freedom. You don't get a cool castle title, but you can choose anything else. So if you want to be an anarchist, you can be an anarchist. Annabeth, Monarchy, and Gacha Galaxy. What? Oh, yeah, to explain, there's a top fans feature, and basically we all decided one stream that I'm the court jester because entertainment, and the top fans are in order a monarch, an heir, and a knight. You can all fight for the crown, basically. You're in the Kingdom because you're in the chat for Jcrow. I was wondering if there's something I could actually do for it though. I have a whiteboard here now, thanks to Squeaky, so I can put stuff on it. It's like, what if I make a note statistically at the end of streams or like at a midpoint in stream of who has the top title, and then they could get something like an illustration or something at the end of the month. Could be fun, right? Nisty'd have a lot of art. Nisty is usually the monarch. Nisty's only stopped being the monarch every stream because they're being a good egg and going to school, which means also going to bed at a reasonable time to get sleep for school. Speaking of school, I think how long have people been back now? A couple of weeks? Misty, is it glitching for anyone else? I think somebody did mention. Gacha Galaxy, it was Blackpink. What? Good. High quality. Typically British Chris should hollow out the middle of the cucumber and stuff it with cheese string. Cheese strings. I put like a really sharp cheddar on it usually. Very contrasting. Anyone else getting any glitching? It's a Galaxy or Canadian and will sadly arrive late. Also, British Chris, you gotta dip your driving. Drive safe. Bye bye. Thanks for joining. Bagoki, you get screen time cut off because it takes 40 minutes of a boring bus ride to get home. 40 minutes on the bus. Ouch. I could maybe, so it's like we could do something for like Monarch, but it could also be Air or Night. And then depending on what you get, depends on what else you get. Or it could be something as simple as a shout out. Gotcha Galaxy, there's 16 people in. What? Oh, there's a lot of people. Hi guys, do you like hands? Do you like hands? Apparently so. Okay, we cannot see the fit. Oh, after a while you won't be able to see the gloves. on most of the fingers, but that's okay. But you're all appreciated in chat. But okay, I'm usually just the knight. The knight's cool though. Astroblaze always wants to get the knight, but never does. Even though she's there. I bet Astroblaze is still in chat. Shout out to Astroblaze. You know what? I can do an actual shout out to Astroblaze as well. Shout out to Astroblaze. They're an animator as well, but they've not posted anything recently to my knowledge. However, Astroblaze was the person I collabed with to do the Rotten Rotten Zombie meme last Halloween. Speaking of Halloween memes, though, is anyone actually looking forward to the Halloween meme that's going to post this year? I am. So the spooky month animation meme I've been working on is scheduled for October. I can't remember if it's the 1st of October. Shall I check? It's on my Discord, the notification, so I can actually check when it was. Let's see. It'll be in news and updates. Yeah. So it was either the 1st or the 31st. Right, it was the 1st. So the 1st of October, we get the spooky month meme. We've also gotten up to 8 likes on the video. Thank you, everybody. You're all amazing. Astroblaze, your girl is busy. See, I told you Astroblaze was lurking. I imagine I imagine you're like this behind a tablet, Astroblaze. Where's your hair? This is Astroblaze. And they're like, working. And then I imagine the stream's just like, I bet Astroblaze is still lurking. Hi, Astroblaze. And then just immediately just, I'm working, leave me alone. This is how I imagined it. Where, that's Astra. That's how she looks IRL, I promise. I'm lying. She doesn't really have the Edna mode cut. Don't do that to her. Dude, bro, you want the castle's personal chicken? Oh, you want to be the castle's personal chicken? Like, not a chicken caretaker. I want to be your chicken. A chicken. Dude, bro works in mysterious ways. Well, if you want to be the chicken, you can be a chicken. But if you end up in the role of oh, Astroblaze, you're the Night Monarch, you can still be a chicken. I remember, I think Cookie was in stream once, and they were disappointed because they were like, "Oh no, I'm not a knight or anything," and I was like, "It's okay, you get to pick your role now." And they were like, "But what if? But I don't know." I think it was Carson actually at first, and I was like, "You can be an alien," because early in the stream they were like, "I wish I was an alien." It's like, you know what you could be kind of logically in the J Kingdom? An alien. And all of a sudden it was like the best, and then they got promoted, and they were sad, and I was like, "You could be an alien knight." They were happy again. I think Cookie was similar, but they wanted to be a dragon, and I was like, you can be a dragon. There's no rule saying you can't be a dragon, so if you can be a dragon and an alien, you can be a chicken, I guess. It just means if you get promoted, our monarch's going to be a chicken. Gotcha, can I be an alien monarch? Absolutely. The Jun monarch is once again an alien. Actually, I don't think we've had alien monarch yet. I think we had alien knights. Okay, and then all these are covered apart from that part. This is moving in. This is actually going a lot easier than I thought it would. I was like, what if I mess it up? And then it's actually fairly simple. It's just a little time consuming. Dude, bro, is bird brain. Being alien monarch. Congratulations! What is your first decree as the alien monarch? You can be a ruthless tyrant if you want, but I warn you, people have chosen to also be like revolutionists when they're in the when they're just random in the kingdom. We've had a few revolutionists. I think Mochi was an assassin or something similar. But you could be as creative as you want. I think I've had goblins. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's been a goblin, or at least there was mention of a goblin. I wonder if this is going to affect the shading. I had all the shading mapped out too. Dude, bro, wait. Could I be an executioner instead? Absolutely. I'm checking. Mr. Blaze is this is the night, Nisty's the air, and Gacha Galaxy is still the monarch. So you can absolutely be an executioner. Be a chicken executioner. Unless you don't want to be a chicken anymore. And Astroblaze, you kept trying to turn me into a goblin. I did. I did. Goblin Astroblaze. Astroblaze's favorite thing to be. This is when you show up to the one-shot D&D when you're visiting and you're like, so here's my characters, they're all goblins. And I just have to kind of side-eye you like, I see what you're doing. Catch a galaxy, I'm dying. Are you dying because we've got an executioner now and the executioner's coming after you? Is that why you're dying? Because that checks out, actually. Hi, Carlson. Hiya. I won't be chatting a lot. I have schoolwork I need to do, but yeah, hello, everyone. Hi, Carson. Welcome. I'm animating hands. Would you like a quick look at where we're at? I'll show you. Let's have a quick witness for everyone. So they're fists that are clenching, coming towards the camera, and rotating slightly. So I need to keep that in mind when doing the trim to the gloves actually. Like the bottom part on the arms. Dude, bro, we should all make Jkingdom OCs and post them on the Discord and make stupid stories with them. End up with like a whole channel, be like the Jkingdom, it's you. Oh, it means I get to design a stupid little jester suit. 12 out of 10 idea. I have a thumb. And the bottom part of this. At what point does it start coming forward? Oh, literally the next frame. So I'm glad I caught it in time. But no, I'm really happy with how the first set of hands came out. I'm hoping this looks just as cool in the picture. Not in the picture, in the animation. Okay, so we need to just basically, I think if I start by straightening it actually, and then curving it towards camera, will check out better. So, yeah, perspective and all that. Let's go. Which way do I need to round it? Down. I immediately forgot what I was doing. I was like, oh, try again. But maybe that could be the theme. If you have an OC, maybe that'd end up being the theme of the next fan art stream I do. For anyone new in chat, I do a lot of just OC and request streams. So we could do like a Kingdom themed one. We can make silly comics of your characters' scenarios. Like how the chicken became an executioner. Plenty about how Astra Blaze was the blacksmith that just desperately wanted to be a knight and never got knighted. Plenty of content there. Okay, I'm gonna do the bottom of the gloves first, and then we're gonna work on the fingers because I have a feeling they're gonna be a little bit more complicated. Yay. Nice. Carson, I wish I had Discord now. I'm gonna cry. Sorry. Misty, that's what I'm saying. And Carson, oh my god, the hands look so good. Thank you. Astroblaze, why do you love to torment me so? Comics have just yeah, so Astroblaze really wanted to get the Knight title, but was always like floating around fourth and fifth, so Astroblaze never got the Knight. And they wanted to be the Knight. And then when they did end up in the Castle, they were the Monarch and the Heir, but they kept missing third place. So they decided that they were just going to be um, a blacksmith that makes the swords for the knights instead. To Galaxy are playing for Forsaken. I've not played Forsaken. It's the two boys in it out of the four of us, first time playing it. Ah, I've never played it. Dude, bro, what would the logo of the Kingdom look like? Asking for a friend. I have no idea. There'd probably be a jet in it. That was so unhelpful. You're welcome. There's a jet in it somewhere. There you go. Helped. I'm not sure what theme of old timey it'd be. So I've also realized that as these curve towards the screen, that should connect to there. We should stop seeing the beneath part of the glove. Oop, that went oogie. Let's fix that. Um, there we go. This one's nice because it's just nothing there because it's cut off. Beautiful. So I need to fix, I think, this glove. These parts here. Yeah, just for that frame, actually. You know, I was literally about to say, is anyone else kind of warm? Is anyone else kind of warm? I'm too warm. Talking like you're all in the room with me. Like, is it too warm in here? Or is it just me? It's looking pretty cool. I will reluctantly take off my very, 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 very comfortable, very cozy cardigan. Reluctantly. Misty, you're almost chilly. It's a bit cold for you. A Mr. Blaze, a rickety wooden sign with the J Kingdom carved into it. Bonus points if it's spelt wrong. Or like a medieval. You know how medieval drawings paint animals? Medieval drawing style of the bird in the logo. What that even look like? Ferocious, probably. A medieval pebble. I saw somebody that drew pictures of medieval animals, and I was like, I really want to commission them to draw my cats. And be like, they were drawing them for meme purposes, for funnies, and I was literally there like, wait, make a really funny pet portrait. They could draw Pebble and make him a medieval monster. And by that I just mean the monstrosity that is medieval art, if anyone's ever had a look at it. Can you imagine you receive a pet portrait as a gift and it's just a medieval drawing of your animal? I think that'd be funny. But Goki, for you, it is 19 degrees Celsius outside, windy and cloudy, and Carson, you're tired right now, but you still need to do your math. Have you had a drink recently? Do your homework, but if you're getting tired, you could go to the kitchen and get yourself a drink. And as you're going to get a drink, like stretch your arms, stretch your hands, and just like kind of shake it off a bit. It might help you wake up. It helps me wake up when I was doing homework, and it helps me wake up now when I'm doing computer work and animating. Sometimes taking a break to just, like, not even a break, literally just, it's a break to grab a drink, go to the bathroom, maybe open a window, that sort of thing. And then you sit back down, but because you've stretched and you've refreshed by having a drink and stuff, it can really help. Especially when you're in a crunch time and you need to get stuff done and you can't afford a larger one, you know? Speaking of, I'm just having a bit of water too. Annabeth, bye. Bye-bye, Annabeth. It was good to see you again. Misty, the leaves are already getting yellow and orange around here. And Carson, no. My mum says no more breaks. I just need to finish it. We believe in you. We believe in you, Carson. You can do it. How much more do you have left? A lot? Have you got most of it done? Hopefully it's not too much. Okay, I think this one is wrong and that it should actually be more in this area. I think math was always my least favorite subject. Science was one of my favorite subjects, and then it got to a point where they broke up into chemistry and physics, becoming heavily math based, and suddenly I lost all interest in the science too. I still like biology. Biology was very interesting to me because you get to learn how things work. I suppose science is always about learning how things work, but even Carson, thanks. You don't know, it doesn't tell you. Ah, because it's an online thing, not a printout. I love when the leaves go orange and red. They're so pretty. And then you have to resist the urge to pick up like the really vibrant ones and keep them. I will have this. I have nowhere to put it, but I will take it. I know around here we get some leaves that kind of look like maple leaves. And they just get so brightly red. It's gorgeous. I love them. I'm gonna add a little bit of a lift to it though. So it's giving a little bit of a smear effect maybe. Because they're moving pretty quickly here. There you go. I suppose on this hand actually we'd be able to see where the other finger stops. So it's 1, 2, 3. So it's gonna be around there on the knuckle. And this one is there. And she's also got to have nails. Although in theory, I could leave the nails out because it is also a cartoon, so it doesn't need that level of realism. I'm just wondering if they're over complicating the design was all. I think that's all the glove. So that'd be all the fingerless gloves. We'd need to neaten up the bits where the line art's overlapping. And then maybe shading. I could go as far as colouring them and doing all the shading now and still add the nails if I think that they'd look good. Carson, it is online. Sorry. Okay, me remembering the times I would get 1 hour of sleep and stay up for 23 hours. Ouch. Why? Why would you make yourself suffer? For why? Okay. Ah, the next step should be to save. I've not saved any of this. We're gonna save it. None of this has been saved at all. The other one's called hand POV. This can be other hand POV, I suppose. Not save this at all. Oh yeah, the other hand POV. This is the other hand animation I did offline. So that one's like a lot gentler. And then we'll also have this one. Hands. Carson, I'm gonna crash out. Screams, explodes. Carson, no. So we need to send some help in for Carson. I wish. What kind of math are you actually doing? I'm trying to think about which type of math was the worst for me. I think algebra sucked pretty bad. I hated the ones where it'd be something really felt really random and just not useful unless you were gonna go extremely hard into like learning science, doing math. You know, as a job. Unless you were gonna go all in to become a mathematician, some of the stuff that we learnt premises of, I was like, why would we need this? Why would I ever actually need this? It's frustrating. Pretty, thank you. Dude, bro, kind of want to do a hitman mixed with an executioner type of outfit for my little dude. You know what I mean? Hmm, that does sound pretty cool. You're like a spy. Would it make you like a spy? Hitman. Hitman executioner. I mean, hitman and executioner, you kind of check out. Kind of checks out. Similar job type. Why not? I do need to design a silly little jester outfit. This is when I end up going all in and I make like little castle themed borders for the channel and everything. Not too sure about going as hard as to start calling people by their titles though. That is the croakiest cat I ever did hear.
Shut on the floor.
Regeki.
Time to get grot on people.
Yeah, Squeaky found cat turd on the floor.
We called it Regeki. He cost us lots of money at the vet, so if anyone wants to donate so I can afford oxygen.
Afford oxygen. The one slug came. He took our cat.
Oh, I did that at the fucking con.
You took their cat at the con?
No. When we were at the con, we were like a,
Contest we went to a context we went to a Comic Con.
yeah, went to a Comic Con.
This is squeaky clean.
Hello, I'm Squeaky. You don't sound squeaky until I go to bed. Uh, what was I saying?
Scared to ask.
Um, so at the con, there was literally, as we were leaving, just an empty table that hadn't been used all day. So I just stood behind it so I wasn't in the crowds of people. And just started telling people I was selling air. And then I saw someone outside that I had then tried to sell air to and told them trees aren't real and that the tree that they're stood under is fake.
I remember that bit.
Yeah, good times.
And they were like, damn, I'm never investing in a tree again.
Mm.
Carson, you're almost done. Wrap it up. Let's go. You'll be free soon. You're exploring decimals. You're the monarch. Carson's the monarch. Rude Bro is currently now the heir to the throne. Gacha Galaxy, you have had your crown stolen, but you are still a knight. You've still got some shining armor. See, this is going to speed up as I get through the frames because a lot of them don't actually have any of these changes to them. Because as the fingers curved forward, they got hidden anyway. And then I guess we can start doing the shading. The shading's already mapped out too, so that should be a fairly fast process. Hi, what are you doing? Top fans? How did you jump straight up to Monarch?
Sex appeal.
Squeaky Clean's become the Monarch.
My first decree is we're having a dictatorship.
You're gonna get an uprising again.
No more monarchy. I shall be here forever. Me, Jcrow.
No. No.
This is satire.
This is when you drop immediately out of first place. Yeah, I was discussing a potential like prize earlier at the end of the month for whoever is like the monarch the most. And what I would do is potentially write down at a certain point in stream usernames on the whiteboard and then just put a tally chart next to names.
I'll always be in first. Because I can change the board.
Cheating?
I would most. Oh,
This isn't a
accusations.
maze. You're only allowed to cheat in mazes.
That explains why my mum was always out in the cornfield.
No, like whenever I'm watching movies and the characters are lost in the maze, I'm always screaming at the screen for them to cheat. It's especially annoying when they don't even try to cheat. They're like, oh no, I'm lost. Cheat. Cheat. Climb up. Climb. Cheat. Like, no, I don't. I'm so lost in this maze. Ah, diddums. Ah, shucks. Oh, golly, I'm never going to get out. Cheat. Climb the wall. If they at least try to cheat, and then there's some sort of in-universe reason it fails, like there's a magic barrier or something, I don't know. Then I'm like, ah, well, at least you were smart. You tried to cheat. It's like, I guess if you're in the maze willingly for fun, different thing, right? I think it, but in movies where they don't want to be in the maze and they're lost, cheat. Climb the maze. Look over the edge. You don't have to struggle. Oh, I'm just, no, what was that? That's not what I wanted to do. Why would I ever want to erase everything I just spent ages drawing? Bagoki, as head of the YO embassy, we disapprove of the dictatorship. And Misty, man, I'm dead on my feet. Are you really that sleepy? Take a nap. Squeaky clean, I think I should have the crown, like I'm here all the time, and I make you food, and yet you've not got the crown. And Carson, call my the monarch. Be free from math. Praise me, JK. No, congrats, you got it done. You really didn't want to do your homework. You were tired, you were done, and you finished it anyway. That's a good thing. You should be happy. Nisty, I'm gonna go sleep, or at least relocate to my bed and watch reels. Sounds like a good plan. Get off your feet. Chill, relax, potentially sleep. Carson, you gotta go for like 12 minutes, BRB. Bye bye. Like the YO embassy. Dude, bro. I'm the executioner hitman chicken airman. You're the heir to the throne, but you have a secret identity. By day, you're signing documents. By night, you're executing. What are you executing? Who are you hitmanning? Are you for hire or are you like working for someone? I mean, if you're the executioner as well, the executioner will be whoever the monarch says, get him. Get him. To be honest, these take a while. Well, they don't take as long as I thought they would. I've missed a bit here. Be able to see that glove, I think. Got all that? Is that the last? Is that all the gloves done? Okay, so it's just a little bit here that I've missed where you'd be able to see that there and it'd actually be a little higher here. What colour should the gloves be? Shall I put a little thing in chat, Q&A? It's everyone's favourite colours. What colour should the glove be? Dude, bro, blub blub blub. Executing Gacha Galaxy. I mean, they did say they were dying. I wonder what would happen if you did execute Gacha Galaxy. Well, it wouldn't bring you any closer to the Monarch. I got distracted. I just noticed a homepage video and I was like, what's that? Reads. Wait, no, stop reading. I have missions. Okay. Astra Blaze, Brown, make her Nina. Oh, wait, that could be cute. Okay, let me just put a. I was going to put Q&A. That could be cute. That'd be a cute reference. Where's the thing to put the question up? There it is. What colour should the gloves be? We can just collect some colours. 'Cause I still need to map out the shading. Okay, so that was like a blank hand copy. Oh, missed a bit. Did how often did I forget this hand? Once. Okay, I can live with that. Once is okay. Then again, forgetting somebody once, if you leave them at, say, the mall, is enough times to give them trauma, so maybe once isn't okay. Maybe I give her gloves trauma. It got forgotten once, that's all it took. Now they're scared. Nice. I mean, the gloves were definitely a good idea from chat there. There you go. That's pretty cool. Shading's going to be next, which I already have pretty planned out, thankfully. So I basically just need to go through and draw that in, and then we can start doing, like, satisfyingly coloring them and watching as the fingers in the weird poses suddenly start to look like actual fingers. Astro Blaze. Oh, you was just joking. You don't actually have to do that. Well, I'm open to ideas. Any color will go with her because her hands are like chalk white. Chalk. So it doesn't matter what color we put on her, so long as it isn't white. Even then, an off-white would still stand out because she is chalk. Exemplified by, like, here, these yellow tone gloves still stand out against the wrist. Although I did change the line art to be brown to make it a little bit more appealing. So I might change some of the line art color throughout it, but I won't do that until it's actually being colored because then I'll be able to actually make a better decision on that, you know? Typically British Chris, back to take down the monarchy. Welcome. The current monarch is squeaky clean and he's saying he wants to make it a dictatorship. However, Misty is the heir. Astro Blaze, you're the knight again. Jcrow might be coming to execute the monarch though. They look like surgical gloves. I know they do. And whilst you've been gone, Chris, we've also gotten these ones done. I'm on to marking out the shading on these. I don't know if you're around for chat deciding we should give them fingerless gloves too. So we added fingerless gloves, and now I've got to add shading. I was aware, I was like, they kind of look like medical gloves, but also surgical gloves in England are blue. Ah, I forgot to draw the lines on the palm of the hand here. Here we go again. It's okay, these are not going to take long. Yep. And this one too. Break out apart. How was your drive? Did you crash and perish or did you make it home safely? Can't tell. You could be a ghost in chat, you know? But Goki, if you become the monarch, what are you gonna make Wyo? Wyo is in chat as much as you recently, so that means that Wyo gets a role, right? Dude, bro, I drew my guy and posted him the OC's channel. What? Let's go see. Hide the sketch. Let that loop. Let's go see. I'm on the way. I'm in DMs at the moment. Channel. What do you mean this is so buns? They have all the weapons on their back. Oh my gosh. The idea of the Jkingdom's logo just being abbreviated to JK, like joking, that's pretty funny actually. Incredible. Which form is this one? Is this heir? Is this knight? Is this royalty? Or is this standard? Like, I'll put emotes on them. Reminds me of Postal Dude comment we've got. Exactly. Intentional Postal Dude appearance. I don't know what that was from. Magoki, Wyo is chief advisor. He will only approve of policies involving food for him. That's pretty good policy. And now that the monarch, oh gosh, you shot up there quickly. Wyo wants imports of birdie treats. Bagoki's first decree is I have been royally advised to import many, many bird treats. What is the best bird treat for Wyo? What's Wyo's favorite? Is it fruits? Or is it seeds? Okay, we're actually gonna do the shadows now. Oh, you required sustenance, typically British, Chris. Was it a Whisper Gold? Was it the Whisper Gold? Did you raid the vending machine? Or did you resist the urge? Or did you, like, swing by a drive-through on the way home? Oops. I know this made sense when I was doing it. Yeah, this is the light part. The center is shaded by creases and it's a mixture of the shadows being creases and being cast by the thumb. I was staring at my hand a lot, so I know it makes sense. Because I remember when I did it, I looked at it and I was like, this makes sense. This makes sense when I press play. But when I zoom in, I start to overthink it and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I need to change it. I need to hold true and trust past me. So all this needs to be shadowed too. This is going to look messy before it looks good. So I know that was going to be the hands in shadow. So the light's like directly above it because I was using my own hands as a reference point, and I know where my light was compared to where my hands were in the things. So I know where the light source is. But yeah, it's like I said at the beginning of the stream, it's kind of weird seeing my own hands in it because I'm there like that's me. That's literally me. Squeaky clean, you've been dethroned.
Revolution?
Now Bagoki's the monarch, and Wayo is the royal advisor, and now we've got decrees involving birdseed. Hi, Mochi!
I like this.
Simply British Chris, apple, cheese, and crackers. With that cheese, and instead you could have cucumbers, and then have cucumbers and cheese. Recommend.
Without crackers, you mean?
Yeah, you get rid of the crackers, you have cucumber and cheese, and then maybe an apple. How are you, Mochi? I'm pretty good. We've been animating hands today. I'm doing the shading at the moment, but I can show you where we're up to real quick. So, hands. These ones are clenching and being brought towards the screen. And these are ones that I've already done. I did post a short, a YouTube short, which shows a bunch of behind the scenes stuff that I've done for this that I have not done live. So it's like a sneak peek. But apples have flavor, you say? So does the cheese. Overpoweringly so. I can't wait to be in the hospital, be totally put off my food, and when they're like, please, is there something you'll eat? Be like, bring me the cucumbers and cheese. I need the cucumbers and cheese. The cucumber's crunchy though. Are we having wraps again, Squeaky?
No.
To finish the chicken?
No.
We're having cucumbers and cheese.
No.
Yeah.
Do you have any cucumber in?
Oh yeah, I ate it. Cam.
Do we even have any cheese in?
I ate some of that too, but not all of it. Excuse you. Fancy cheese with mustaches. Yes. Yes. So when I was in hospital, in one of the hospitals I was in before I got moved, there was this sign on the board where it said you got to customize it, and it was like things that matter to me most. And I looked at it and I was like, hmm. Well, I know that this is where you're meant to put stuff like my family, my friends, my pets. So I decided I wanted to put something really stupid and specific, and I changed it every single day to something really dumb. No one ever noticed apart from actual family visiting. But one of the things that I had up was fancy cheese. Things that matter to me most, fancy cheese. And then a certain very pog relative appeared with a gift, and it was little miniature pieces, miniature blocks of cheese, but he'd drawn mustaches and little fancy hats on them, so it was fancy cheese. I think at one point I started listing all the internet cats. So one day it was like wee 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 cat, ha heng cat, or was like ooh eat cat. I started listing cats. I think one of the nurses did know one of the cats. It might have been ha heng. Just started listing internet cats. Not even internet cats. I was listing like meme ones. The German cat, I think, was one at a time as well.
Sorry. I like the German cat.
It's he's yelling something about ordering food, I think.
Pretty sure it's one of Adolf's speeches, is it not?
I don't know. I was just putting internet cats. Oh wait, I'm not meant to be guessing. I have these all planned out. Do you look at me guessing and ruining it? Oops. But yeah, how have you been, Mochi? Have you been at work today? Short video coming soon. Nice. Misty, good night. Night night, Misty. Thanks for stopping by. It's been good seeing you.
Remember to shower
You're
before
the
bed.
monarch. Misty, you're a monarch. You get to go to sleep. The monarch of the Kingdom. And someone's going to take your throne in your sleep. Oops. What's happening there? Show me, where's the... Think again, it's doing that a lot today, honestly. Can you not, Adobe? Okay. It appears most of these fingers are in the shadow. And these are also shadowed. Wait, I have this layer copied, right? I do. Good. Little Galaxy, you're back. Hi, welcome. And you're free from school. Congratulations, Carson. I was about to say, you were doing school work super duper late, because in England it's 9:30. But I'm aware you're not in England. If you were in England and you were doing homework that late, that'd be diabolical. School was keeping you busy that late. I'd be like, do you want me to fight your school for you? Where's this shadow gonna be? I knew it was the center part, so we don't need that bit there then. That's all shadow. Because due to where the light was hitting, some of these things, because you'd expect there to be shadow underneath the fingertips here, right? But due to the light coming at an angle like this, at this big diagonal, all this area was illuminated. Hopefully it looks good when we hit play. So far, the only colour suggestion we've got for the gloves has actually been brown. So it's looking at like they might be Nina-themed gloves, Astroblaze. You haven't eaten a bit because of school? And you live in the US, not the UK. You're free from the British. Blessing. Unless you end up doing homework this late. That wouldn't be a blessing. That'd be a curse. Wait, which bits are in shadow now? Yeah, because it was still lit because of where the light was hitting it. Ugh. See, it's frustrating me because my brain's going, that's not right. That shouldn't be there. But it's like I already did all this based off reference images. So I know where it should be. Hmm. Okay, this shadow is rotating over a lot more. Ah, because the hand's going to start to twist. Okay. And this is actually underneath the fingers. Yes. Getting there. You're still hungry. The sustenance failed you. To be fair, you had cheese and crackers. It's not a lot of food. If you're hungry, you could always have food. Like, listening to your body is a good thing, especially if you've had exercise, if you're like hungry. Still illuminated. Oh yeah, it starts to go rounder now. Okay. See, I'm kind of remembering some scenes because I was like looking at it going, huh, contemplating. There we go. There we go. Nice. I'm looking forward to seeing how these look in the scene when they're completed. So the first hands look pretty cool in the scene that they're put in. So hopefully this will look cool too. Hopefully. It'd be pretty big shame to get this far and then see the final and be like, oh wow, it's hideous. It's terrible. I'm sure it won't be. Like worst case scenario, it would be like, well, the hands look cool, but they don't fit the scene. I don't see why they wouldn't. That's almost like a heart shape. How cute. Carson, wow, I'm hungry. I can eat food and not my PC. Wow. Typically British Chris, orange and mango protein shake loading. You can't be bothered making food. Orange and mango sounds pretty good. You know what? Peach is really good too. Sometimes I just go through phases of just craving orange juice. It's like I'll be totally no opinion at all for orange juice, and then for about a month I'll be like, I just want orange juice and I don't want to drink anything else at all. Give me orange juice. Or a recent one I found that I really like, but it's quite rare to find, or at least where I live it's rare to find, is peach. Peach juice is actually really light and sweet. There's a really light flavor to it. It's very tasty. I know in some countries, Fanta does different flavors of soda, fruit flavored soda beverages frequently. England, we mostly just get fruit twist if you're lucky, and orange.
Best flavors.
Orange.
And fruit twist.
I say I didn't think you were that bothered about orange, Squeaky. Sorry, Squeaky's like talking too quiet to be heard. But he's mumbling that they're the best flavors because his favorite's a fruit twist. Stop. Stop it, Carl. Squeaky saying words that'll get me banned on YouTube. Because YouTube's decided it wants to be like a parent now to everybody. What is with that? I swear it just kind of is in an indicator for how much money YouTube is actually making from the YouTube, like children being on YouTube. Because why is YouTube caring so hard about parenting its app? When parents exist, because they were doing something recently that's all designed to like, it's like one of them is mandatory screen time rules. So basically, I read something where if app detects and decides that you're a child, so if app decides you're a kid, you could be a whole adult, by the way, but based on the stuff you watch, so if you're an adult but you don't purely watch stuff about guns and mature topics and alcohol and stuff, you might literally just use YouTube for music, which is what I do, right? Music, and then I'll watch indie animations, maybe animation memes. If YouTube decides that you're a kid because of it, it'll do stuff like give you screen time reminders and basically gives you bedtime rules. It's something that I read was happening. I don't know if it's actually come into effect, but I find it really dumb. And I think it is, like I say, an indicator of how much money they're actually making off children using the app. Because why would they care so hard about making an app that's not for children, so child friendly, otherwise, you know? I think there was another one too that was really dumb.
You know what else is really dumb? The monarchy system.
Is it because you're no longer the monarchs?
That's just as work.
The monarchy system is dumb, says Squeaky Clean as I look, and he's fifth. What's your commoner position, Squeaky? Peasant?
I want to be cake.
Gacha Galaxy is back at leading monarch. So that example I gave where I was like, if I started doing like at the end of the month an illustration, I feel like one example would be that Gacha Galaxy's just been like up there all day, most of the stream. Mm. Or I could make it based off whoever's up there at the end of the stream. It'd be a bit too complicated on my end to actually time how long people have been up there.
It's also really stupid because you get 75 XP in an hour, and that's based on
I only streamed for 2 of those.
yeah. Well, like if you creep into the third hour, you can get like more. Like if it's 225 XP, you get 25 XP for each chat.
This is looking kind of cool. Let's see,
Really stupid.
our monarch is Gacha Galaxy. Nisty, even though he's asleep, also we're aware, is the heir to the throne, and Bagoki is the knight in shining armor. Bagoki, by the way, all the kids I have seen have not had YouTube detect them, so YouTube probably only thinks that kids have zero taste in good content. Yeah, well, that's part of it, isn't it? What? Okay, so in theory, this is going to protect little babies from being on content they're not meant to be on. So YouTube, even though it's got restrictions and rules on certain content, it does have mature content. It has a problem with certain levels of mature content even. Um, so let's think of something within YouTube's boundaries that isn't like breaking the rules that you wouldn't want a kid to see. I'd say things like Digital Circus. Ironically, Digital Circus, Murder Drones. It's a cartoon, sure, but it's got like weapon violence and gun violence. It's got implied swearing and swearing. It's got murder. It's got a lot of mature topics. Yeah. But if the system is designed to say, oh, well, Jcrow, we've noticed that you only use YouTube for cute cartoons and music and pretty much just music. So we've decided you must be a child because you're not watching how to make a gun tutorials. I don't know what counts. Meanwhile, it's meant to be protecting a child from going onto content they shouldn't be watching, like Digital Circus. But it's going to look at an account and say, okay, little Timothy, I am 7 year olds today, as their literal username. I'm 7. And they'll go, right, well, you're watching mature things like how to make a gun tutorial and Digital Circus and how many swears can you say in a minute? I don't know. So you must be an adult, so we're not going to clock your account. However, this account that only uses YouTube for music, we're going to clock as a kid because it's looking at more family friendly content. That's how that sounds like it's going to end up working for me, which is backwards and not. It's just creating problems again for the user base that's meant to be on YouTube. I fail to see how that's going to be successful at all. Like I say, I'm pretty sure it's not really supposed to be working. I'm suspicious anyway. Farm's got all of the things. Typically British Chris, I'm in the peasantry. You are in the peasantry. You can choose your role though. You don't have to be a peasant. You could be like upper class. Upper class in today's British economy. You can own a car. Not a house. Not a house. You can own a car. Cars cost the amount that houses used to cost, I swear. I saw cars like basic little smart car. Smart cars were designed to be like cheap and convenient, right? Right? I saw smart cars new can go for over 100,000, and I'm like, excuse you, if I have the budget of 100,000 for a car, I'm not getting a smart car. Terrible. Maybe that can be the first monarch, the next monarchy decree. It can be rent prices have gone down. Let's see how that looks. I think that's all of it. And then the next task is going to be shading it. Nice. Carson, you can be an owner of a store or something. I don't know. Yeah. Gotcha Galaxy. I use YouTube for anything. I use YouTube for lots of stuff. Like, majoritively, it's music. It's like 95% it's music. But there is a very, very small percent for other stuff, like I'll watch tour videos where people like tour a city I've never been to. I saw one when they were touring Cat Island and Bunny Island. That was great. Um, I'll also watch tutorials, and sometimes I'll start deep diving information videos. So just like any topic, especially horror's great, like analog horror. Sometimes it's analog horror. Sometimes it's like horror themed icebergs. Sometimes it's horror podcasts like Magnus Archives. So realistically, it's a bunch of cartoons. No, a bunch of music sung by cartoons. A lot of it is Vocaloid. Not exclusively, but a lot. Um, and then there's just some like random podcasts and stuff in there. And then sometimes occasionally a tutorial when After Effects or Animate won't work, and I'm like, how do I change this? Help me. And then I'll look and I'm like, you do this, and I'm like, but I'm doing that and it's not fixing it. And that's how that one goes. Magoki, the government are trying to all at once get a chokehold on the internet. They always have been. It's a huge space that I think a lot of them are just too old up until recently to have taken seriously. And now all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute, we could profit off that, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a way we can profit off that, guys. I'm gonna get a reference image for Eden. We need a color palette Eden, an accurate one. That one is like monochrome but in reds, and that one isn't colored. Eden, show your face. I just need your colors for your hand. That'll do. And this screenshot will do. What's a screenshot? And it just look like one. Oh wait, but I think she's more grayed out here because that one's not gonna work. That one's colored to match the environment she's in, so I need something that isn't changing her colors. This one. Where it's just literally just her colors. Okay. So we need like that color, and we need this color, and then the rest can just be whatever. Where'd the hands go? Just undo that a bunch real quick. There we go. Right, and I need to seal off the bottom of her hands actually, because I've not done that, and then we can start filling stuff. So by sealing off the bottom of the hands, what I mean by that, because you can't actually see where the blue lines end, but off canvas, to get the bucket tool to work, as most animators will be aware, you need a shape to be solid. So the same premise here, to get the bucket tool to work, I need to close off the bottom of the arms off the canvas. And like I say, I'm explaining it because I don't think you can see a lot of the line art, so it just looks like I'm drawing a bunch of white lines for a moment. But it's an important white line. Oh, I'm missing a bit there on her arm. We'll fix that. Bagoki, the government is trying to get a chokehold, and Carson, and also I use YouTube for tutorials like cosplaying tips and stuff. Yeah. Like just general entertainment. The idea of needing to look at something specific to get it to function doesn't sit right with me. Because I bet it's going to be a case of, oh, so we thought you were a child account because you've not been looking at something mature enough for us to decide. You've only listened to music, therefore you must be a kid, right? No. But I'm suspicious it's going to end up being something along the lines of, now you need to send us your identity and ID and everything so we can confirm if you are or are not a child, is where I'm suspicious it's going. Maybe I should start with the darker part of the shading so I don't get confused. Right, so the darker part on this side is in the inner. Yeah, we're going to have to start with the dark part of the shading because I'm going to get confused otherwise. Once I've got all this done, I need to go through it all again and make certain edges sharper so it looks smoother. And I think that'll be the last part of it. Pretty sure all of that's just completely shadowed out. Because again, it's also the perspective of the head looking down on top of it. So the head was casting a lot of this shadow too. It's quite be interesting. Gotcha Galaxy. Do you want to? Bagoki, I should make a calendar for myself. And then Gotcha, do you want to? Yeah, do you want to? Carlson, what do you want me to listen to? YouTube Air? At this rate, it seems so, doesn't it? It wouldn't surprise me if it's like, yeah, just listen to nothing. Listen to nothing, but also pay us? Pay for YouTube Premium and listen to nothing. Would that surprise anyone at this point? We've made it really inaccessible for you, but pay us. It's because they know they've not really got many competitors for it either. But then again, there just aren't many competitors for streaming platforms anyway. There just isn't a lot of places to go to live stream. Trying to think now. It's like TikTok is pretty good to its streamers, but I think TikTok's streaming system definitely prioritizes getting people to pay, I think. Like I do prefer I watch more streams on YouTube on TikTok that don't do the like and subscribe every 30 seconds. I've seen some streams on there that literally someone donating money, being grateful, being humble, that's fine. But you know the streams on TikTok where it's exclusively thank you for the rose, thank you for the this, thank you for the that, and it's all they're saying. They're not doing content at that point, they're just thanking for the gift. And it's like, on the one hand, I feel like, yeah, be grateful, say thank you. They've given you money, right? But on the other hand, I'm like, what if that's all the stream becomes? Then it's not going to be fun anymore. So it'll be fun to do, I don't think. Like, I don't mean any hate to people and content creating in that regard. I just mean like my own personal preference. Like if I'm too busy being like, thank you for giving me money, I'm gonna feel awkward and like I'm not doing anything. I also think that TikTok encourages people to be more likely to sit in the stream for a couple of minutes and then leave, as opposed to actually building a community. Because the community built on YouTube is great. Like you're all amazing. You're all really wonderful people, and I'm like really grateful that I've encountered, such a lovely chat and group of people. Because it could have been so easy that I just trolls or something. That would have been unfortunate, and I probably wouldn't have continued streaming much longer. I'd be like, well, it's just trolls. They're just appearing and saying you stinky and then leaving. So I'm gonna take my stinky self out of the picture. Let's go. I'm like concentrating to a degree because I'm like, probably gonna misclick at some point. I can smell it. Also, I need to find a way to make a group chat with my cousins. Yeah, Snapchat as a suggestion in chat. Think actually, it's not gonna lie, Value Creatures is my most underrated comic series, although it was made yesterday. Oh, is it a series you've made? Or is it yours and your favorite? Is it something you're reading or is it something that you've just started posting? Oh, where's that not connected? There. On this side, it is connected. Yippee. Cool. So I think that's. And then any Ooh, that is pretty cool actually. Any inconsistencies I get with it in the shading, I can also tweak as I go. So I'm thinking to make the fingers just like a really bright red or something where it needs to be white because I can't actually see her skin color that well and I always mess it up. So if I make it all bright red and then recolor it with the correct color afterwards like this, then I know it's actually colored, you know? But I keep messing up in that way and missing a section of her skin every time I animate her. And I feel like this is going to make it quicker. So she's red, like bright red, but there's a reason for it. I've not just gone colorblind very, very suddenly. Good go. Oh, Carson coughs Carson. And Carson, I have my little cousin's number, but not my big cousin. Can you not ask your little cousin for the number? It's your beautiful creation, Gacha. Is it on your YouTube? If you post it to your YouTube, I can check it out later. Oops. She's just a little sunburnt. But yeah, if you've got one cousin's number, Carson, you can just message them and be like, yo, I want to make, just tell them, I want to make a group chat so we can all talk and hang out more and play games or whatever you want to do. Can I have the phone number for insert name? And then you can message about arranging some sort of group chat. Like, I'm pretty close with my cousin. I feel like because of how pale she is, it just kind of looks like I'm erasing, I'm coloring it in just to erase it. Astroblaze. What shade is Nina's gloves? It's like a light brown. Okay, we're getting there. Ooh, one singular minute left. Nope, not Photoshop. Don't need Photoshop. And Carson, BRB, let me grab my phone and ask him. I have no idea if he's in school right now. Carson just told my place. Ah, Carson's the monarch. Galaxy is the air, Nisty is the night. Misty's doing really well for somebody that's asleep. These hands are looking pretty good. It's getting that kind of like 3D curvy look to them. I do need to change certain line art colors. But if we're going to play with shades, I'm pretty sure it's like a lighter brown. So if I was to make them brown, be looking at something a little bit like this. Little bit. And obviously I'll be fixing the pink part of the line art that shouldn't be pink. If the gloves are brown, would be something kind of like that. Um, if I was to make them Eden colored, they'd be kind of a bluey grey color. Because she wears a lot of blues and greys, so it'd either be this kind of shade So it'd either be similar to that, but probably not that dark. Or she does wear lighter greys, so we could put it in a grey like this. But we could also go completely off colour palette and give her anything else. Not sure how I'm feeling about it. Carson, and I quote, "Yo, bro, if you're alive, could I get Big Cousin's names, numbers, so we could make a group chat?" Is what I just said. Good luck. I hope you get a reply soon. Tickleberry's Chris, you're gonna dip out? Gotta be up early. Understandable. Enjoy your early morning. Hopefully it's something fun. But we have reached everybody the end of the live stream. So shout out to our monarchies today. Carson, the monarch, Galaxy, the heir to the throne, and Nisty, our knight in shining armor who's sleeping on the job. And thank you everybody else that's been here today, Bagoki and Dwyo, Squeaky Clean, Astroblaze, Dude Bro, Typically British Chris, Mochi Stars Arts, Annabeth, Annabeth, Annabeth something cap, I think. I think that might be everybody we've seen in chat today. Annabeth's Yankees cap. So thank you all for joining. This streaming schedule is Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. UK time, depending on where you are. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Have a great day, or sweet dreams. Bye bye.